I'm here to give you a week-by-week breakdown of how to get your first business offer built in 4 weeks. Let's jump straight into it. So, first things first, in the very first week that you start building your business offer, you want to knuckle down on a deep dive into the problem you're going to solve for your client, how you're going to solve it for them to ensure that you get them results. Because if you create an offer that doesn't get results, it's not going to sell. You're going to find it very difficult to make sales and to get people on board because you won't be able to outline what that offer is going to do for people. So we want to be really clear right from the get-go. Any offer you create has to get results for clients. Now, my background in learning and development is really beneficial when it comes to this sort of embedding of learning, because I understand the process people go through in order to actually not just retain information, but make that information useful and take action from it. So in creating your program or your one-to-one or anything, any offer that you want to create in your business, you have to think about what is the journey that a client needs to go on from point A to point B in order to get a result. Now, I love doing this with clients. We break it down into all of the outcomes that you yourself have achieved and walked through already. So for instance, you might say, I have already achieved X outcome. I've gotten past this pain point. And in order to get past this pain point, this is what I did. So you might look at this from the point of view of, like if you're a business coach and you're saying, okay, I want to help people to make sales in their business. So I have made X amount of pounds every single month, whatever the amount is for you. And then you look at that and you go, what did it take for me to actually make that amount of money? And you start writing down, like, what did it actually take? What skills did you have to learn? What knowledge did you need to know? Whose courses did you go on? What books did you read? Like absolutely everything about what it genuinely took. What belief shifts, mindset shifts, what meditations did you do? Literally everything that you did to get that result. And then what I get people to do is I get them to rank each of those like desired outcomes, the pain points that you're going to fix, on a scale of 1 to 3. So 1, you've absolutely nailed it. It's second nature to you. You're doing it every single day in your life. You like literally could stand on your head and still do the thing. That's level 1. Level 2 is you've got it, you're doing it. You are sort of a little bit comfortable, a little bit uncomfortable, but mostly comfortable. And then third is you're still learning it, it's still new to you, you're still trying to get consistent results, but it's working and you like it as a method. So once you've got this mapped out, what you've started to do is you've started to break down what are the desired outcomes and then what are the things that I am 100% comfortable with, like 50% comfortable with, and like 25% comfortable with. And what this means is that you can structure your course based on the things that you are 100% comfortable to teach, so it is easy for you to sell because you 100% like are there, you've got the outcomes, you've got the results. You can say to clients, I've done this for myself, this is how it turned out. Like you can so like heavily back yourself and you know exactly what it takes for somebody to get that result. So you can sit down and say, this is exactly what it's going to take with absolute conviction because you know the path that somebody needs to walk. Okay. So that's the first thing. So in your first week, this is what you want to do. You want to spend the week mapping this out, going into as much detail as possible so that you get to the end of the week and you've got an outline that says, this is the pain point I'm going to solve in my offer and this is how I'm going to solve it. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see made at this point is people try and solve too many pain points and do too many things in one program when they're first starting out. So the big thing that you want to do is be really specific with the pain point and really specific with how you're going to solve it yourself. Okay, so number 2, in your second week, Millie, Layla, no, in your beds, beds, Layla, in your bed, in your bed, in your bed, in your bed, fucking hell. In your second week, what you want to be focusing on is really, really simple. You want to take your deep dive and you want to translate that into actual learning outcomes and modules for your one-to-one offer, your group program, your recorded, your live, whatever it is, however you're going to deliver this. This is the week where you figure out exactly how you translate what you learned and how you learned it into what you're going to teach your clients. So you're going to start thinking about, what are your own unique methods of teaching? Do you have any models that you can bring in or you can create specifically for the program? Do you have easy ways to transfer that knowledge over to other people? How are you going to get people to embed this and actually take action, making sure that you're thinking about what the barriers are, the challenges, the mindset blocks, like what's going to come up for people to make this journey hard for them? Think back to your journey and then think about how you actually went about doing that yourself. One of the biggest mistakes that I see at this point of the journey is people trying to basically jump steps. So instead of saying, in order for me to get from A to B, I had to walk these 10 steps, they're like, oh, people won't want to do all of that. So I'm just going to tell them they have to do step 1, 7, and 10, and then they'll get there. But actually, by missing out all of those key factors, it means that they won't get the learning, they won't get the knowledge and the understanding, and they will never be able to actually embed on a long term. So you've got to be able to stop and say, okay, what is it going to take for me to teach this person exactly what they need to get a result? So you're translating every single step of that journey into its own mini learning outcome. So this could be a mini video, this could be a core component that you teach in a one-to-one session, this could be a worksheet that you create to support a program. But whatever it is that you're creating, you need to make sure that it is supportive of taking people from the pain point to the outcome that they want. Okay, so let's jump into week 3. So in week 3, this is now where you start to get into the actual logistics and tech of how you're going to build your offer. So one of the key mistakes I see people make is they will plan the logistics before they know the learning outcomes. So they'll say, oh, I want to run a 6-week, one-to-one program before they even know what the pain point is that they're trying to solve. How do you know that 6 weeks is what that person needs? How do you know that everything that you need to teach will fit comfortably into a 6-week period? How do you know it's not too long or too short? If you actually create your learning outcomes beforehand, understand what it is that people need to know, and then build a timeline and logistics, it becomes so much easier to actually fit the program into the right amount of time. So when you look at this, you're going to start looking at, okay, is it going to be a live element? Is it going to be recorded? Is it going to be a mix? Is it going to be live sessions? Is it going to be a group? Is it going to be one-to-one? And then depending on which of those you choose, you're going to decide how you're going to now deliver this. So say for instance, you decide this is going to be a group program. So there's going to be a live element of training and it's going to be once a week. If you absolutely hate live elements and you don't want to do live, it doesn't have to be. It could be recorded. It could be a little mini video that goes out in an email. It could be a worksheet that somebody gets and works through. It doesn't even have to be a recorded element or an in-person element to it. However, what you need to ask yourself is, what is the best way for somebody to learn this? So when I take what I do, for instance, if I am trying to help people like this create an offer, one of the biggest challenges that I find, especially in Logistics Week, is the tech. People say, I'm so scared of the tech. I don't know how to video edit. I don't know how to create a Canva, worksheet or workbook to support my program. And actually, I could say to them oh yeah, you'll figure it out, it'll be fine. Or here's a set of instructions written out in a document as to what you do. But actually it's way easier if I just do a walkthrough for them that is filmed and they can go back and watch it. So that's what I do as part of a support for my program that I sell around creating offers, easy sell offers. I have an element where I'm okay, The actual program where you're learning all of the things is live and recorded, but I have additional recorded short tutorials on how to actually create a Canva workbook, film videos, edit videos, like actually set up all of the things that you might need, a PayPal button, etc. for your actual program. So all of that stuff is available for my clients, but it's not actually the core of the program. If somebody comes in and they know how to do all of that stuff, they just skip the how-to section. They don't lose out on anything else that they're learning, how to structure, how to map, how to make sure that people get results. They get all of that. But there's this like additional piece that is in there. So when you're thinking about the process, I want you to think, okay, what's the core learning that somebody needs to go through? What is the additional piece that might need to be plugged on if somebody has got a block or a challenge or is not clear on a certain part of the step? So say for instance, you're teaching people about meditation, and actually what you want to do is, as part of the process, you want to give people like a 101 on meditation, or a 101 on breath work, or a how-to on the process of getting into it, like the meditation energy. You could do any of those things, and they could be a little like separate how-to as part of your program. So I want you to really think about, what are the core logistics that you need in order to get the outcome? And then what are the supporting logistics that can plug in as well and make this process even better for your clients? And this is, it takes it to the next level, which is so good. Okay, then finally, your final week, week 4, is what we call fine-tuning. So fine-tuning is when you go through and look at your offer as a whole, so from start to finish, the order that it runs in, the support that people are getting, the community that you've created, the recordings that you've created, you basically go through the whole process and you make sure that everything flows. You make sure that everything is complementary and has a purpose. I see so many people adding in so much fluff to their programs because they feel like the more that they put in, the better it is for the client. If a client can have 100 videos, that's better than just having like 5 videos. I can categorically tell you that that is not true. If I can learn something in 5 videos versus 100 videos, I would much rather just have 5 that are top quality, deep value, get straight to the point, rather than wasting my precious time going through 100 videos to try and pull out the key things that I need. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're creating like a year-long program and it's teaching people everything that they need to know about the thing that you teach, completely different. Yes, you might have more videos. I'm not saying cram a year's worth of content into 5 videos, but ask yourself, is it really necessary? Are those videos absolutely necessary? Is that worksheet absolutely necessary? Is that community absolutely necessary? Is that Facebook group absolutely necessary? Does it add value? Because if it doesn't add value during fine-tuning, it has to go. It has to go and either be replaced with something that does add value, or just go because it's not needed at all. And so many people miss the week of fine-tuning. They just skip it completely. They sit down, they come up with a plan, they say, I'm going to do 6 weeks, I'm going to plug these couple of things into it, and then that's it. They just go. And they just hope for the best. One of my biggest bugbears as an online coach is people not actually knowing if their programs are going to get results. Like, if you have understood the journey of a customer and you can understand how to evaluate your own programs before they begin, you will know if they're going to get results or not. Yes, of course, people have to do the work, and there is, I'm not saying it's 100% results guaranteed. If people don't do the work, they won't get the results, fine. But if somebody walks through every single stage of your program and they still don't get a result, even though they've taken all of the actions and they've done all of the things, you need to question whether you created the program well enough. And that is such a challenging thing for people, especially when you're new to online business. I hear this all the time from clients where they say, I am an expert in my area, but I've got no idea how to create learning, how to put programs together, how to, you know, run a business, make sales, market. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. And this is something that is so important, that if you're going to run an online business and you're going to run online programs one-to-one, like these types of offers, you have to, I repeat, have to make sure that you understand how to get your clients results. So this process, this 4-week process, is going to take you from no offer to having an offer completed. Now, if you want to do this with me live, we're going to be running from the 19th of February. If you are not ready right now, this will become a digital product in the future where you can just go through it at your own pace without any of the live elements. And that is absolutely fine as well. But if you do want to run live through the program, then the 19th of February is the start. So the link is below so that you can sign up. And if you're not ready yet, make sure that you like the channel, you subscribe, or you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and that way you will get updates on further videos to help you continue to grow your business. I'll see you guys next week.